Coming up, we head from Scarborough to Robin Hood's Bay, staying at Huck's House Farm campsite. We try and go to Whitby, but things don't go to plan. I check out Robin Hood's Bay and of course find some lovely fish and chips. Have a lovely evening before leaving and heading on to Sandsend to finish off the episode on our trip up the Yorkshire coast. So come with me and let's get cracking.
LeisureBit is the way to go with David, Rachel and Roxy. Let's hit the road and explore.
After an absolutely fantastic stay in Scarborough, if you haven't seen that, don't forget to check out the previous video. We're now heading up the Yorkshire coast to Robin Hood's Bay, where I'm staying at Huck's House Farm campsite. So let's head there now. I took a right-hand turn off the A171 and headed in the direction of Robin Hood's Bay, which is around 2.5 miles from here. Here we are at Huck's House campsite, our home for the night. On arrival, you check in at reception. If reception isn't open, pop to the farmhouse. I then got shown to the pitch. You can see the bay just in the distance over there. We're heading down there a little bit later on. I paid £30 for one night. It's a grass pitch. Had to use some levelling blocks, as you can probably see there. And that came with a 10 amp electrical hookup. You can get other pitches without electrical connection. I need to fill up with gas. So in case it gets a bit chilly tonight, I've just gone with the electric hookup. And why not? We'll have more of a look around a little bit later. There are some hard-standing pitches as well. Now, I quite fancy getting the bus into Whitby. This side of the road for Whitby, and that side of the road for Scarborough.
I wonder what he's up to. I wonder if he's going anywhere nice.
That's a bit rubbish. I got here in adequate time for the 12:34, and it just hasn't showed up. If you're checking Google Maps on the time, it's showing a delayed bus at 1 o'clock. Give it another couple of minutes just in case it's running late.
5 minutes later.
I've sacked it off. I'm going to take a walk into Robin Hood's Bay. There is a public footpath runs through the site. The footpath runs down the main track of the campsite, past the pitch where the van is. There's quite a few tents in further down the site. Then you head towards the corner, where there's a stile. Either cross over this or go through the gate. You then continue to follow the track down through the field. Looks to be the track down to Robin Hood's Bay. Do a right at the bottom. According to the sign, Robin Hood's Bay is 5 minutes down here. Let's go and check it out. Wonder what that is, or was. St Stephen's Church. St Stephen's Church is the parish church of Fylingdales, located in Robin Hood's Bay. It was built between 1868 and 1870 to replace the older church, now called Old St Stephen's Church, and was positioned closer to the Robin Hood's Bay railway station for convenience. The bus stop in Robin Hood's Bay. The mystery of why the bus didn't turn up for Whitby's solved. The road's closed, so they're running a shuttle bus up and down from here to the main road, where you can then catch the bus. On the 18th of January 1881, the brig Vista ran ashore in Robin Hood's Bay. No local boat could be launched on account of the violence of the storm, so the Whitby lifeboat was brought overland. Past this point, a distance of 6 miles, through 7 feet snowdrifts, on a road rising to 500 feet, with 200 men clearing the way ahead, and with 18 horses heaving the tow lines, whilst men worked uphill towards them from the bay. The lifeboat was launched 2 hours after leaving Whitby, and at the second attempt, the crew of the Vista were saved, so that future generations may remember the bravery of Coxswain Henry Freeman and the lifeboat men, and the dogged determination of the people of Whitby, Hawkesbury, and Robin Hood's Bay, who overcame such difficulties. This memorial was erected in 1981. Well, I couldn't just walk past. Used to be really slim, you know, but I've got a problem with my feet. Can't keep them out the fish shop.
I'm at the fish box and I've decided to go for fish and chips. Fish and chips. Nice fish and chips there. Definitely recommend it. Give it a good 8.5 out of 10. Tasty. It's quite a steep descent down into Robin Hood's Bay. That fantastic chocolate shop. Whitby Jet. Dinosaur fossil shop. Bay Hotel. You can see the work they've done here on the sea defences to make sure there's no erosion to save it destroying this beautiful village of Robin Hood's Bay. Ice cream van over there. Extreme danger on this slipway at high tide. It's the old Coast Guard station up there. And of course, here is the end of Wainwright's Coast to Coast walk, which ends at Robin Hood's Bay. Along the wall here there's various mosaics worth coming and checking out. It's just off the side street. There we have the coast continuing round, and that's where we'll be heading along tomorrow. We've come from that way as we explore the east coast. Plaque was unveiled on the 4th day of November 1975 by the Marquis of Normandy, CBE, Her Majesty's Lord Lieutenant. Down that way for the rocky foreshore, that way for the mosaic seawall, and we're heading back up that way up the hill. It is a steep old descent up the hill. Anyway, nearly at the top. If you want to come and stay at Robin Hood's Bay, there's plenty of bed and breakfast if you haven't got a campervan and motorhome.
At the top of the bank there's also a handy post office and store, which also sells ice creams. Very conveniently now, the bus was waiting.
I definitely didn't get the bus back up there, honest. It was waiting there and I thought, perfect, it saves a long slog up the hill. So we're now back at Hook's House Farm. Facilities are down that way. Apart from the wind, it's actually quite a pleasant afternoon. Here's the view from the van. You can see across there, across the fields and moors, and then down there into Robin Hood's Bay.
The ice cream van turned up on the site and I couldn't resist. I relaxed down for the rest of the afternoon and evening, admiring the views.
What an absolutely gorgeous morning. It looks like it's going to be an absolutely fantastic day today. Had a lovely peaceful night's sleep and it's a cracking campsite. Really enjoyed staying here. What beautiful views there is.
Let's go and check out the facilities.
Yeah, toilets and showers there.
Round the side here there's a pot wash area. There are a number of toilets.
There's showers. Waste and recycling.
Now head back to the van and get ready to head off for our next destination. I then head up the coast in the direction of Whitby. If you've never been to Whitby before, it's definitely one to check out. I was so disappointed I couldn't get there on the bus yesterday. Packed with so many things to see and explore, including the 199 steps, the harbour with its 2 piers and lighthouses, the historic St Mary's Church, and not forgetting Whitby Abbey, split by the river with the swing bridge across, which separates the old part of the town from the new part of the town, and giving Whitby some of its unique charm. From Bram Stoker's Dracula to famous fish and chips, amusement arcades and gift shops to take a little something back. On the west cliff is the famous whalebone and the view across to Whitby Abbey, as well as the monument of Captain Cook, watching out from the west cliff over the beautiful town of Whitby. We'll be back in Whitby later on this year, but now let's continue our journey. And here we are in Sandsend.
Up to 1 hour is 40 pence. 2 hours, £4. Whoa. I've only got a 50 pence. There we go. Paid there 50p because that's all I had in change. No motor caravans between 11 PM and 7 AM. Down the coast from here, just see in the distance, is Whitby. We're just having a wander into Sandsend, just parked at the side of the road there. Not going to be too long. Just going to grab a cuppa and get the day started. The beach down this way, there's a dog ban till the end of September. The beach up that way, you're fine.
Legend has it that Sandsend Beach was once a Viking trading hub where seafarers gathered to exchange goods with nearby settlements. And in the 1600s, Sandsend became a centre for alum mining.
I'm just coming into the main bit of Sandsend now. What a delightful little village. Some absolutely gorgeous villages along the coast here. Latte, some spiced carrot cake. I think that's the same as I had last time I was here. It was very nice though, hence having it again. Anyway, I'm going to tuck in.
I do love the view you get out of the window from this cafe right across the beach. Isn't that magnificent?
Lovely coffee and cake there at the Sandside Cafe. Next time I come, I'm going to try the one just round the corner there. That looks quite interesting for a change. I was peckish this morning, so I stopped at the first one I came to. But very nice.
We'll just take a little stroll along here, and very shortly we come to the Hart Inn, which is a lovely little pub. You'll also find lots of guest houses and bed and breakfasts to stay at in Sandsend, along with some lovely little shops tucked away. And that's not all. Just over the bridge, if we head down this way, you come to Fish Cottage, a lovely little place to stop off and have some fish and chips. Look at those. Lovely. You can also take a walk up to Mulgrave Woods, and there's also a frequent bus service which takes you up and down the coast. You can continue on around the corner and continue to explore Sandsend. And that brings us to the end of this episode. Don't forget to join us next time, where we're heading further up the Yorkshire coast to Runswick Bay and also to Staithes. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I will catch you for the next bit.